Remember this? It's the Mowrator S1, also known as the Batmobile. I got a few more things for it. just one or two things. So first of all, if you missed the video on the Mowrator S1, or Batmobile as I call it, go and watch that. This is an incredible device. It's a lawnmower, but it does everything. It mows absolutely everything. Bushes, sticks, rocks, llamas, children, everything gets mowed. It's fantastic. But now Mowrator has sent me a few new bits for it. So we have a low cutting blade. So we're gonna test that out. So it cuts lower, obviously. It has some wide wheels, more traction. That should be interesting. There is a, what's it called? A vacuum kit. So we can use it as a vacuum, I guess. Not sure how, but we'll figure that one out. And there's an auto dumping bag that we can put on the back, and then with the remote, we can dump things. Empty it automatically with the remote. So we're gonna test all those things, but yeah, if you don't know about this device, it is fantastic. It is brilliant. It has got a lot of dings and scratches because we've used it all the time. It is really good. It's not great for everything, but it's perfect for some things. Again, go and watch the video and there'll be much more info about that. But let's start with, I don't know, what should we start with? Let's start with the wheels. Let's start with the wheels. So wide wheels. I'm not sure why they're wide. I'm guessing they're wider than these, but they've definitely got more traction, they're more aggressive. So these are not bad, and they're already quite aggressive. They do churn up like loose lawn and stuff, so be careful. But these should have more traction. So let's try that. Let's see, I think there's just two of them in here. The size of the box sort of indicates that. Holy moly, all right. Yeah, they're chunky. Look at the size of them. They're massive. All right, I think, so we've got to take the centers out. Obviously we're going to need that for them. And then we just stick them on the back. I guess they go on the back. I guess it's four-wheel drive, doesn't really matter. I'm going to put them on the back. Not sure what the logic is, but it just makes me feel better. All right, let's put them on. All right, we're going to start with not very steep gradient. Also, I'm going to do this without the mower running because it's noisy and there's rocks and stuff here. So I like my face the way it is. I don't need it rearranging. So we're just going to do it without the blade on while we test this gradient steep, because who knows, it might fall over. This, not on this one though. So this is, I don't know, what is this, 15 degrees? Not very steep. To be honest, it could do it with the other tires on it, but, oh, let's just do it again. Oh, almost. Come on. Hang on. We'll get there. Step number 2. There we go. Woo! So that was partly me, because I went up, there was actually 90 degrees here and there's a bit of a bump. So it does take a little bit of, you know, manipulation to where you go. But it did that just easily. I'll do it again, just cause. There we go. There we go. Super easy. All right, let's try something a little bit steeper. All right, so this is a little bit steeper. Not a lot, but there's a lot of loose stuff on this, and there's like a double banger. So there's another hill up there, which is even steeper. So that's sort of the medium thing we'll do. And I actually just discovered something useful about these wheels, but I'll tell you that in just a second. So let's try this. Yep, come on. And the next one. Whee! Yeah, so you can tell when there's loose stuff, it actually tends to dig down a little bit because it's so aggressive. If there's grass on it, no problem whatsoever. So that's a good, actually, that's pretty useful. So if there's loose stuff, you gotta be a bit more careful. not as steep. If it's overgrown or if there's grass on it, it seems to do a lot better, which makes sense, no loose stuff. All right, next test. All right, now we got the steepest bit. I can't even stand here. So we're gonna see if we can sort of go in an angle up that. I think we can, let's see. Whew. Aggressive tires. Test 3. Come on, come on, come on. All right, let's just try again. Just need some traction and it'll be all right. Here we go, traction, traction. Oh, we beached out, come on. Come on. I'm gonna call that a win. There's a bit too much grass for it to actually get up, like it's stuck on the, going over the top on the grass. That's pretty good. That's steep. Like I had to turn off the tilt sensor for it to work. So yeah, that's steep. Let's see if we can get it down. Ah, I'm not even touching it, it's coming down. Now the thing that I mentioned before is that I've actually found that, yes, it's great on gradients. That's probably what they were designed for. But to be honest, they work even better through really thick, tall grass. Well, not even better, but they work as well. And that's what I found before when I was mowing, just test them out. Tall grass actually gets better traction and it mows better through tall grass than the other standard tires because they would just slip. So yeah, I think they work. Like loose stuff, sure, there's a lot of torque in an electric vehicle, so it sort of doesn't get traction. But if there is any kind of growth that it can go up over, it does. That's pretty impressive. The fact I had to turn off the tilt sensor as well. That's kind of funny. All right, that's the wide tires. I don't know why they're called wide. I'd call them the aggressive tires or the off-road tires. All right, let's move on. All right, so I just cut a line here on the pretty lawn on setting or height number 1. So that's the lowest where this is sort of on the deck. Now I should just mention that with these aggressive tires, it does raise it a bit at the back and front if you have 4 of them. I'm not sure how much, maybe 8 mil, 10 mil, maybe something. So just be aware of that. But to see how it will compare now, so I cut a line on one here, you can see it, you just saw it. And I now have the low cut mowing blade, which we'll put on. So that should give it an even better cut. I'm not sure. I hadn't actually considered that this should be lower in cutting, but I guess if you'd use it more for lawn, I use it more for almost like shrubs and bushland, depending on your scenario. Maybe this is a good addition. But this is accessory number 2 that Mowrator has sent. So let me just open this. Ooh. Oh, there's 3. I didn't see that one coming, but okay. We might just put 1 on. But yeah, they come with this nice foam for protection. I didn't know there was 3. Did it say that on it? No. I guess either I'm lucky or you get 3 if you buy it. Not sure. But the idea with this is that you actually take out that. See it here, you attach it again in the middle, and then there's this dip here on the side, which is the lower bit, so about 10 mil lower is the idea. But let me just swap them over and be right back, and then we'll test the cutting with this low cut blade. So the old blade is off from there, obviously. Super simple. There's a single bolt, which don't lose that. Big fat bolt that holds it on. And it even comes with, well, the mower does come with a Mowrator branded spanner that goes with the spanner that operates the mower. So we're gonna put the new low cut blade on. And by the way, when you take this off, use gloves, don't cut your hands. It's just much easier. So you can see here, that's the old one, it's flat, completely level. The new one, or the low cut, is, well, lower, obviously. So that is gonna be interesting. It is a little bit blunt, I think, but maybe that's how they come. We'll see how it cuts. Certainly compared to sharpening it yourself, they're quite blunt, but it might be all right. So we'll put this on and we'll cut another strip down and we'll see how that compares. So we've cut with the standard blade on this side and we cut with the low cut blade on this side. And yeah, there's a slight difference because of the time difference. It's about 20 minutes apart, so this looks drier, but this is ever so slightly lower, I'd say. It's a bit hard to see, if I'm honest. Now, it would help as well not having the aggressive tires on. That would lower it, so that might be more difference, but I mowed it with both, right? So both blades were with the aggressive tires on it, the wide tires. So I think where this really works is that if you mow it quite often and you keep mowing it, the lower blade will probably cut it nicer in the end, if you want a low cut lawn, that is. So yeah, it seems to work just fine. And yeah, cutting grass. I like that there was 3 of them. I was still amazed by that. Anyway, let's move on to the next accessory. Hello, if you're also interested in a Mowrator S1 or maybe some of the accessories, please consider using the link below. It's an affiliate link that'll help both the channel and you. There might even be a bit of discount depending on what time you are watching this video. But yeah, please consider subscribing. That's the button down below. Leave a comment, click like, all those things. Or maybe even check out the merch. You could find something you like, who knows? All right, thanks. Back to the video. So here's the grass catcher bag that comes with the Mowrator S1, but it's manual. And this channel doesn't do manual, we do automations. So goodbye. And instead, look, auto dumping bag. This is what we do, automation. So let's have a look at what this does. Because to be honest, I never used the catcher thing. Because 1, it's manual, and 2, it's manual. So let's see what this does. Aha. Oh, that's all we... It's heavy. Talk amongst yourselves. What do we got? Well, there's an actuator, that's a good start. And I think it goes this way. Auto dumping bag user manual. So it looks the same as the other one, sort of, which makes sense, but it has gubbins on it, it has a plug, I'll show you where that goes in a minute, and it has this auto dump accessory, attach auto dumping bag kit. Okay, connect the power cable, that's there. And activate by pressing C1 on the remote. Well, what do we need that for then? All right, so we have a plug, and this goes the same way as the other one, I'm assuming. So in there. All right. And then this plug goes in here, up there. And you can only go in one way, so that's not too bad. That's all plugged in, so let's test it out. Okay, so we've done a bit of mowing. Now on the remote, hopefully you can see it, but now it says up here, auto dump installed, C1 dump. That's C1. So let's see what happens when we press C1. Okay, you ready? Here's the mower, and there it goes. Look, I've dumped it there. We can go forward a bit. And there you can see it. All dumped on the ground, and then I'll just press C1 again, and it closes it. And the best bit is that I can stand where I am in the shade, not being sunburned again. So that's the auto dumping. All right, so the next accessory, we're gonna use that as well. I've kind of been looking forward to this because it might actually solve a problem that we've had up until now. Right, final accessory that Mowrator sent is this, the vacuum kit. And I don't know if it comes across on camera, but especially over there around the tennis court, there's a ton of leaves. That tree in the background is a massive oak tree, which really likes dropping leaves a lot. And we are forever moving leaves. So what I'm hoping is that we can use this vacuum kit to suck up the leaves into this dumping bag, auto dumping bag, and then we can go and put them somewhere in a pile, and I can do it while sitting down, kind of thing. But first we got to get this out the box and then obviously install it. So yeah, before we get to the fun bit. So let's do that. Ow. I should mention at this point actually that we've used this mower so much because it's so damn reliable. It is an awesome piece of kit. It is extremely well built and it has never broken down. It generally has never broken down on us. And accessories, to be honest, they're a bit the same build quality. It all feels really sturdy and chunky and rugged. So yeah, I just want to mention that. I don't know about the bag. Obviously I haven't used it that much, but it's sort of meshy, canvasy type thing. So it probably lasts. Here's the vacuum kit. It looks like that. It's a whole deck that you put on. So you take the blade off and there's a whole deck to be put on, and it has clamps here, apparently. Should we figure out what that does, all these. And then the idea is that it sucks up things rather than cut it. That's the plan. So let me just take it out of here. So here's the one part of it. That's the fan bit. So that's the bit that you put on the mower like that, and it goes. And this is heavy actually. This weighs, I'd say that's over a kilo, a couple of kilos. This is heavy duty metal. So that's the blades that does the fanning or the vacuuming. And to create a vacuum, you obviously need this sort of deck on it, which is flat on that side, as you can see, to create a vacuum that sucks it up. So that's all there is in it. These two bits, I'm not sure what these are still, but I'm sure we'll figure out how to set them on, put them on. So let's install that and do some vacuuming outside. Okay, the vacuum kit's installed. Now the first thing you need to do is that on the remote, up here, it says Mow/M. And you press that and it says confirm switch to Vac/M. Don't forget to do this because the motor will overheat. So you switch that to the vacuum blade, make sure it's installed. And what happens now is that the motor goes way slower, like way slower, which is good. So we don't break the motor on it. Yeah, so don't forget to do that. So the main thing is that I've put this on 3 now. The height is on 3. If it's too high up, it flies out everywhere. If it's too low down, it gets bogged. So 3 seems to be the right setting for the height. And we're gonna try and just pick up leaves, stuff from the lawn or from here, and we'll see what comes out in the bag and see how efficient it is, basically. So that's it. But yeah, it's a nice piece of kit. It's heavy, not hard to install, because a nice little guiding screw like I showed you, and it just clips into place. Pretty neat. So it's like they thought of it. Yeah. All right, I'll get you and then we'll do a bit of vacuuming. All right, so when this starts up, you can hear the motor is running way slower than if it's mowing. So pretty low revs. right, so it seems like it's full now, we think. So we're just gonna use the auto dumping bag here up on the existing pile of leaves that we haven't picked up, and we'll see what comes out, because it seems pretty full. Oh wow. Yeah, that's full. That's properly full. So, yeah, go forward a bit. There we go, it's coming out. Whee! All right. I think it's safe to say that the vacuum works. It certainly picked it up. Look at that. That was a lot. And the best bit is I didn't have to rake it together. It's now back on the pile here. So yeah, depending on the number of leaves you have, you might have to do this a few times, but it works. That's it. Well, sort of. There's one more thing I'd like to just mention, and that is the firmware updates for this machine. And it's a bit odd because it's a remote controlled mower, like what could you possibly need to update? But there's a fair bit of firmware updates coming out. And it is a new product, so they're adjusting things, but it's something like which sensors can you turn on and off, and how long is the distance safe, etc, etc. There's a bunch of things that gets fine-tuned, and it actually makes it better and better. So thank you for doing that. Now, in terms of these 4 accessories, they're kind of neat. They come with caveats. The aggressive tires, yes, I can go up steeper slopes. I can go through taller grass easier when I'm mowing. That's probably the number one reason, to be honest, not so much the slope. But they are aggressive. If you're on this kind of lawn, be careful because you might churn it up. They're pretty aggressive, but that's as advertised. They are, you know, wide tires they're called. They should be called off-road tires, I think. But they're good. They do exactly as they say, but they're not for everything. Then of course we have the low cut blade, and that works. You can see it's right here. It's actually cut where we cut before. It does work. It works beautifully. It does cut lower. I'm not sure I need it personally, but I'm going to keep using it just to see, you know, how the lawn comes up. But yeah, it works. The low cut blade is kind of neat. So there's an option if you do want a lower cut. You don't have to. The auto dumping bag is still my favorite. Just because it's automated. I mean, just look at it. Look, it goes up. Like, how can you not like that? With the press of a button. And I don't have to stand in the sun, that's just so you can see me. But it's brilliant. I like it. And it is actually handy. If you do want to collect your off cuttings, that makes total sense because you can dump it wherever you want. And speaking of dumping things, the vacuum kit, once I got it dialed in, so you got to get the right height. I was between 2 and 3 seemed to be the right height. Don't forget to change the remote. That is super important, so it runs a bit slower, but it picks up a lot. Would I use it? Sometimes, maybe. I don't know. That's probably the accessory I'm least keen on, if I'm honest. But it does work. I'm just not sure I would use it rather than just mow it, mulch it. But that's just me here. But all in all, these are some great accessories for an already great machine. And I'm not just saying that because they sent it to me for review. I genuinely love this machine. It is brilliant. It is such a beast. You can see all the dings and scratches it has on it. It's because we use it all the time. So let me know what you think. Have you got a Mowrator? Maybe consider using the link in the description, and that'll help us both. That's an affiliate link. Leave a comment, click the subscribe button, do all those things, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.